Buonasera. Let's build a character, okay? Our character is Mr. Douglas. So let's build a character, Mr. Douglas. These are your lines. Everything's the way Dr. Peterson left it. Those are his notes. I don't dare move any of his material. Are you going to carry on Dr. Peterson's research? Second person. Of course. Well, over here you will find all the material, all the medical reports, death certificates, and list of missing persons. Second person. What did Peterson need for that material? Back to you. I don't know. He asked me to get it, but I told him that the material wasn't pertinent. Second person. And? Back to you. And he answered that he was doing a little doing a little private research. Do you know anything about it? Back to second person. No, but knowing Peterson, I'm sure it's something fascinating. Back to you. Well, if you need me, I'm in the next room. Do you know where he hanged himself? There, from that railing. Those are your lines. Okay? Now, how are you going to perform these lines? There are millions of ways of performing these lines. Literally millions. Okay? How many different ways would you perform these lines? Okay? So this is your test, you know. I mean, try it out, experiment with other possibilities of how you could do lines. Okay? So we're going to look at a few possibilities. Okay? In most cases, you have a Rorschach actor. The Rorschach actor is trying to be themselves, so they're going to say it straight-laced. They're going to say something like, everything's the way Dr. Peterson left it, those are his notes. And I'm going to look at you and go, what, are you bored? Get into the part already. Okay? You can do it, I love picking on Patrick Stewart. He's such a fantastic actor. You can do it Shakespearean style, like you're strolling across the bridge of the Enterprise. Everything is the way Dr. Peterson left it. Those are his notes. You can even do it James Kirk-wise with William Shatner. Everything's the way that Dr. Peterson left it. Those are his notes. You could do this any way you felt like. Okay? You could do this in many different ways. Lots of people would do these kinds of tests and whatnot. And there's all sorts of ways of doing it. Okay? Now, the first thing you will look at with it is you have to tell a person that you're actually in a horror movie. Okay? So being in a horror movie, you have to take it a little more serious, and you have to actually get into the part. Okay? This isn't Comedy Central. We're doing an actual serious production. So that's when you're sitting there going, okay, all right, how can I get into this? Okay? I don't even know what this character is. A lot of actors would say, well, I wouldn't even do that. It's like, what? You afraid to get your feet wet? Come on. A great actor should be able to do any part of any film at any time at the drop of a hat. Go ahead, drop a hat. Do the part. Okay? So, here's where it comes down to. Okay? You have a meter and a meter of character. And you have two ends of this meter. The first meter, or the first end, is slime. The slime of the earth, I'm sludge, I'm such slimy thing. And you have the top of the ladder, which is sophistication. I am the upper crust, the raised pinky crowd. I am sophistication. Now, on a ladder of slime and sophistication, you have to look at this part and say, this is really, really slime. Okay? Maybe it's too much slime, so maybe you want to throw in a little sophistication to it. So you just have like an edge of sophistication and tons and piles of slime. Okay? Now, what's a slimy character? Well, for one, you gotta think about slime. You gotta embrace slime, be slime, and think about What is slimy? What is creepy? What is horrible? What is the most accurate thing you could think of? What is the worst possibility you can conceive of? And then you come out with something like, everything's the way Dr. Peterson left it. Those are his notes. I didn't dare move any of his material. Are you going to carry on Dr. Peterson's research? Well, over here you'll find all the medical reports, death certificates, and lists of missing persons. I don't know. He asked me to get it, but I told him that that material wasn't pertinent, and he answered that he was doing a little private research. You know anything about it? Well, if you need me, I'm in the next room. Say, do you know where he hanged himself? There, on the railing. The thing is that's too much slime. Okay? So what you want to do is you want to add some sophistication to it. You want to lighten the slime, bring the character up a bit. Okay? So then you start thinking about the character himself. Okay? Now, let's say this character is a co-conspirator. He was a partner with Peterson. Whatever Peterson was, whatever he did, whatever the project is, whatever his notes are, he was somehow a collaborator on this. So he knew things. So now he knows things and he has secrets. Because he knows things and he has secrets, he's worried about whether these secrets are going to be exposed. Are you going to find out about them? Okay? You know, so now you have to take in more sophistication and you have to get into the part of the character and think exactly how the character is going to work. So you come up with, everything's the way Dr. Peterson left it. Those are his notes. I didn't dare move any of his material. Are you going to carry on Dr. Peterson's research? Well, over here you'll find all the material, all the medical reports, death certificates, and lists of missing persons. It's still a little rough, the list of missing persons. I don't know. I don't know. He asked me to get it, but I told him the material wasn't pertinent. And he answered that he wasn't doing a little private research. You know anything about it? Well, if you need me, I'll be in the next room. Do you know where he hanged himself? There, on that railing. So now you get a little upkick. Okay. Now this is a little bit rough. I'm kind of out of practice. This is a part I did 30 years ago. And this is just quick and simple. You know, I mean, I would normally take hours to work on these lines to get the accent right, to perfect it a little bit, to turn it a little bit higher up. Now, let me show you the print. Now, this is from Lucio Fulci's House by the Cemetery. This was me about 30 years ago at Makeup Changes.
Thank you. Everything's the way Dr. Peterson left it. Those are his notes. I didn't dare move any of his material. Are you going to carry on Dr. Peterson's research?
Of course.
Well, over here, find all the medical reports, death certificates, and lists of missing persons.
What did Peterson need that material for?
I don't know. He asked me to get it. I told him that the material wasn't pertinent.
And?
And He answered that he was doing a little private research. Do you know anything about it?
No. But knowing Peterson, I'm sure it's something fascinating.
Well, if you need me, I'm in the next room.
Thank you.
You know where he hanged himself? There, from that railing.
So as you can see, this is a very fun character, a very neat character sketch. This was one of my favorite characters to play. And I really had a lot of fun with Lucio Fulci. There are times that he and I really kind of crossed each other's nerves. And there were a lot of times I had to play mediator between him and other people. The biggest problem with Lucio Fulci was he had a tendency to really upset actors and actresses. And he would almost go out of his way to do so, which is why he was very difficult to work with. He'd have little girls crying, and you'd be sitting there going, hey, wait, what are you doing? And he'd be, oh, well, I mean, totally insensitive and absolutely just ridiculous. And he had an attitude to insanity. But he was a very impressive director. I mean, some of the work he did was just absolutely over the top. But if you haven't seen House by the Cemetery, give it a shot. It's a wonderful production. And thank you for paying attention.